Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to day 2 of 14 kph or Karla's Power Hour. So yesterday we talked about when the best time is, or if you should ever consider getting a partner for your business, and we've discussed that. So today we will discuss something that's very useful to freelancers, entrepreneurs, and everyone who's selling a product or a service. So whether you're a business owner, or you're starting out, or you're a freelancer, or you're a salesperson, and you're a marketing person for a company, you're a marketing executive, this is something that you will definitely make good use of. So today we'll talk about how do I really get better at selling products. So most of you know how to sell products, most of you know what you're selling, most of you know the ins and outs of your product, your service, the delivery, what it's made of, the raw materials, and how it works and things like that. But the real reason why you think you're not doing enough on selling, or you're not having enough sales, or sales is quite low this month, cash flow is difficult, it is because there is another way, and there is a particular way to sell something where it doesn't feel salesy, and it also means that you care about your customer, and it also means that you know a lot about where they're at and what they're experiencing. So first, let me tell you something. Nobody wakes up in the morning wanting to be sold to. Nobody wakes up and thinks, I wanna spend my hard-earned money on something today, on something that I have heard of for the first time, to a person that I haven't met before, or to a stranger. Nobody thinks that way unless you're crazy, or you want a lot of money and you're just in a spending mood. So nobody wants to be sold to. And that is because people do not really buy products or services. People buy a particular outcome or a particular experience. People are on point A, which is where they're at right now, and they want to get to point B, which is their desired outcome. So basically what they're buying is not a product or a service, but a desired outcome. Your product or your service is just the vehicle or the channel to get to their desired outcome. So for example, for my gift shop, where we sell products like flowers, bouquets, teddy bears, chocolates, and services such as serenades, surprise, coordination. So what we really sell are not these things, but what we're selling is the convenience and the positive feelings that the customer gives to their loved one or their significant other when the product that's delivered or the service that's delivered reaches the recipient, and the recipient is absolutely surprised and stunned, and their co-workers see everything, and people are talking about it for days, and after a year when they see the surprise on their Facebook memories, all the positive feelings come back. So what we're selling are those positive feelings, and for the client to be able to give those feelings, to gift those feelings to their significant other or their loved one, plus the added convenience of them not having to do it themselves. So that's what we zeroed in most of our advertising. We're selling the experience. In fact, our slogan is surprises and delights since 2007. For my other business, which is the VA and creative placements, where we matchmake high-level virtual assistants or creative professionals to Western clients, high-level consultants and marketers, what they're buying from us is not specifically the person or the professional that we're going to match them with, but what we're giving them is freedom and more time to grow their business, productivity, and ease of operations. So they don't have to go to Upwork, they don't have to pour through 20 applications, they don't have to be scared about being scammed, of working with someone for the first time. They have legal assistance, and they just submit their requirements, and they can get someone at their skill, at their desired salary, skill, availability. So different VAs and different clients have different and work on different time zones. So those are the things that we consider when we place a particular VA or creative professional to our client's business. So we're selling convenience, we're selling delights. What if it's a product? Okay, so those are services. For example, if I'm buying a cupcake, I'm not really after the pastry, although I'm after that. Cupcake sounds good anytime. But what I'm really after is my cravings getting satisfied. Or if I'm hungry and I want a particular cupcake, then it's my hunger being eased. It's me having a happy tummy. So that's what I'm, when I think of buying a cupcake, or when I see a cupcake at a cupcake stand, I'm already thinking about the outcome of me eating that cupcake, feeling it in my mouth, the chocolate goodness, and the feeling of satisfaction that I'll get afterwards after I've eaten it. So my cravings being satisfied. So basically, that's what people buy. I think I've made my point that people buy results, people buy outcomes, and people buy an experience. So there are two ways, there are two reasons why people buy. Sometimes they have a problem, meaning it's most likely a need, or it's a want, meaning they don't have a problem, but they want things to be better for them. They have a desired outcome. So the steps for you are these. First is that you have to meet them where they're at, and you have to acknowledge their specific situation. So you have to know and understand what their current situation is, and you have to know how your product or your service can get them to their desired outcome. So how do you know where they're at? How you know where they're at? By doing two things. You can either, first, you can do your research. You can have your target market, plan the demographics, plan the psychographics, study your target market and where they're at, particularly right now. Or you can talk to your client and listen. That sometimes there's a lot of things that you can get by listening that will nullify a lot of things in your research as well. What's important is that you're talking to the client directly, and if you ever get that chance, and if a client opens up to you about where they're at, take that chance to build a success path from taking them to where they are right now to their desired outcome. Sometimes it's not even, you will even realize that it's not your product is the best way to take them there. And if it's not ever a good fit, then please don't ever try to still sell your product or service, because that's unethical, and your client will appreciate you for telling the truth and for helping them get to their desired outcome. So when you're trying to get to know where they're at, when you're asking for information and when you're listening, there is a magic phrase that I use when I talk to my clients, and it is, surprise, surprise, it is not "I understand." Because most people, when you say "I understand," sometimes it sounds so empty right now, and people hear it from a lot of people and a lot of salesmen, that if for me my situation is completely different to what my perception of the salesperson is. So for example, I'm a girl in her late 20s. I'm a middle-class girl in her late 20s, and if a salesman is a 40-year-old guy from a developed country, Caucasian male, and he's very rich, or he's just like totally different from who I am, even if he says "I understand," at the back of my head I will think, no, you don't really understand, and I will just go back to thinking that you're still trying to sell me something. So the magic phrase that I use is not "I understand," but it is "you are correct." So if you're asking your client things, if you're trying to get to know where they're at, and you're thinking about how you can help them get to an outcome or a particular result, so you can eventually sell them a product or a service, then the way for them to really get in their heads that you understand them is for you to acknowledge that what they're saying is correct. So use that when you're trying to get information, and then after that you can sell the outcome, because you know what the outcome will be. So now that you know how to meet them where they're at, I'm going to teach you how to sell the outcome. So selling the outcome is basically involves two things. First is you can help them use their imagination. You can literally tell them, imagine if you don't have to do this. Imagine waking up and just spending time with your family, and a virtual assistant takes care of all the menial work that you have to do for your business, and you just check your bank account at the end of the day and the payments come in and a lot of things have been done for you, and you enjoy your day. If you're selling a hair treatment, for example, imagine Imagine getting the hair that you want in the state that you want, shiny, well moisturized, bouncy hair. So you can help them imagine their desired outcome, or you can fortify their imagination more by giving social proof. Because now that they've imagined, and now that you've gotten them to think and to have an image in their heads of what they want to happen, or where they desire to be, the next thing that you need to do is to communicate to them that your product or your service or you are the right person to take them to their desired outcome. So you have to back it up with social proof. That's why you always have to use testimonials of your past clients who have been happy, who have their time freed up, your past clients who had their cravings satisfied. Whatever your desired outcome is, it has to show in the social proof. So how to sell an outcome, it's imagination plus social proof. Okay, so wrapping up on what we discussed today, first you have to remember that you're not selling just a product or a service, you're selling an outcome or a result or an experience. And your product or your service is a channel or a vehicle for your customer to get from where they are to where they want to be, or what they want to happen. And then the next thing that you need to do is, number 2, to build them a success path. Meet them where they're at, try to do your research about your target market, or listen to them, get some information, tell them that they are correct, literally say you are correct, and then wait for their reaction. You would see instantly that they would feel eased, because you believe that they are correct. People love hearing that. And third is sell your service as the only way, or as one of the means to get to their desired outcome. So how do you do this? You do this through 2 things: imagination and social proof. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's 14 kph, and see you for tomorrow's episode. Bye.